Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm your instructor Nida Athar, and in today's session we will explore a key aspect of sustainable logistics, which is warehousing. Warehouses are not just storage spaces, they are critical nodes in every supply chain, from raw materials to finished goods. In the modern world of e-commerce and just-in-time systems, warehouses are more active than ever, fulfilling orders, managing returns, and even handling light manufacturing. But this increased activity comes with significant environmental costs. After transport, warehouses and production facilities are the second largest contributors to logistics environmental impact. They contribute to emissions, energy consumption, waste, and local land use issues. By the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand the role and environmental impact of warehouses in supply chains. You will also identify the key factors that drive energy use in warehouses. And you will recognize the trade-offs involved in warehouse layout and design for efficiency. You will apply sustainable practices to energy use and warehouse design. So, let's dive into the role of warehouses and how they impact the environment. Let's talk about the role and environmental impact of warehouses. When you think about the environmental impact of logistics, what comes to your mind first? Is it trucks on the road or maybe ships at the sea? Most people immediately think of transport, and rightfully so. But warehouses, those large, often unassuming buildings, play a crucial role in the supply chain and can be just as environmentally impactful. Warehouses account for about 13% of supply chain emissions and approximately 3% of the UK's total greenhouse gas emissions. Warehouses consume large amount of energy. They produce greenhouse gas emissions and contribute to vehicle traffic. They also create noise pollution and affect land use, which can impact local wildlife and groundwater. In Pakistan, think of Karachi port area and the industrial zones around Faisalabad or Lahore. These regions are home to massive warehousing operations that support Pakistan's trade and manufacturing industries. However, they also place a significant strain on local energy supplies and contribute to urban pollution. The challenge is balancing operational efficiency with sustainable practices. Now, let's talk about energy use in warehouses. Warehouses are part of the building sector, which accounts for around 40% of global energy use. This makes energy efficiency a critical focus for improving the sustainability of warehouses. Heating, cooling, and temperature control. Temperature control is often the largest energy cost in a warehouse, especially for industries dealing with temperature-sensitive goods. In frozen goods warehouse, for example, it can account for up to 20% of operational costs. The key drivers of energy demand include the temperature differential. How different the temperature inside the warehouse is compared to the outside. Number 2, insulation quality. Poor insulation leads to heat loss and increased energy use. Air leakage and ventilation. Uncontrolled air leakage can account for about 25% of heat loss in typical industrial building. Design and operational responses. To reduce energy consumption, warehouses must focus on effective insulation and air barriers, which is fast-acting, close-fitting doors to prevent heat loss. Separate temperature zones so products are not overcooled or overheated. Circulation fans to recover rising heat and reduce heating demand. However, there is a trade-off between insulation and energy use. While thicker insulation reduces energy consumption, it also increases embodied energy. The energy used in manufacturing and constructing is the insulation itself. The best solution is to perform a life cycle assessment (LCA) to find the optimal balance between operational and embodied emissions. Let's talk about lighting now. Lighting is another major source of energy consumption, typically accounting for about 2/3 of electricity in a non-refrigerated warehouse. Energy saving measures for lighting include installing LED lights, which are far more efficient than traditional lighting, using reflecting surfaces and roof lights to maximize natural daylight, installing movement sensors and time controls to ensure lighting operates only when and where needed. These upgrades usually have a short payback period and can be implemented in rented facilities too, making them an attractive option for warehouses in Pakistan. Now, let's look around warehouse layout and design for efficiency. Design stage influence most of a building's environmental impact. Over 80% is determined by its design decisions. From the choice of material to the layout and energy efficient systems, early design choices have lasting consequences for a warehouse carbon footprint. Let's look into some certifications and standards. Several sustainability certification schemes can help guide the design process. Number one is BREEAM, which is Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method. It's for UK buildings. And the second one is LEED, LEED, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design for US buildings. These certifications evaluate performance across categories such as energy, water use and materials, awarding points for sustainability achievements. Now let's look into life cycle assessment. An LCA considers embodied emissions from construction materials and manufacturing processes. Operational emissions. Emissions from energy use during the building's operation. For example, a short-lived warehouse, let's say of 10 years, may have embodied emissions making up 95% of its total emissions, while long-life facilities will have higher operational emissions. The design decisions must reflect the expected lifespan of the building. Location and network effects. The location of a warehouse impacts transport miles and therefore emissions. Centralizing inventory reduces safety stock but increases transport miles. Decentralizing inventory reduces transport miles but increases inventory holding cost and the warehouse carbon footprint. Location decisions should balance multi-modal access, land costs, planning constraints and service level requirements. In Pakistan, a central warehouse may serve the entire region efficiently but require significant energy and transport infrastructure. So let's wrap up today's discussion. We talked about warehouses are critical to supply chains but also contribute significantly to environmental impacts. We also talked about energy use, especially for temperature control and lighting as well. It is the biggest environmental cost of warehouses. Design decisions from insulation to layout determine most of the warehouse's environmental footprint. Early sustainability certifications like BREEAM or LEED can guide the design processes, but it is essential to balance operational and embodied emissions. In the next lecture, we will explore storage practices, waste reduction strategies and the social dimensions of sustainable warehousing, including worker welfare and ethical labor practices. Thank you, and I look forward to continuing this discussion with you in lecture 2.